Naked doesn't come yet.
Yet?
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's boobles.
Patrick,
Uh-huh.
what did I just walk in on you playing?
Uh
Katawa Shoujo?
it's pronounced Katawa Shoujo.
I don't speak Japanese.
Would you like to play it with me? Fast-paced action game. Lots of dude stuff.
Okay, I'm game. What's the genre?
Well, like I said, action. Like I said.
Okay, I'm down. Let's go.
Yeah. A very decision-based action.
Okay,
like Until Dawn's.
Until Dawn, Witcher,
yeah,
Fallout,
exactly,
all that jazz. Okay,
exactly.
cool. Okay,
Yep.
let's do this.
Okay, cool. I guess since I was planning on doing this for the camera, so I'll start with the voices.
Okay. So there's no voiceovers or anything?
No.
Okay, so this is okay.
A light breeze causes the naked branches overhead to rattle like wooden wind chimes. This is a popular retreat for couples in the summer. The deciduous trees provide a beautiful green canopy, far out of sight of teachers and fellow students. But now, in late winter, it feels like I'm standing under a pile of kindling. I breathe into my cupped hands and rub them together furiously to prevent them from numbing in this cold. Just how long am I expected to wait out here anyway?
Hisao?
Hisao.
Very Japanese.
Yes. I'm sure the note said 4 p.m. Ah yes, the note slipped between the pages of my math book while I wasn't looking.
I hated math.
As far as cliches go, I'm more of a fan of the letter in the locker, but at least this way shows a bit of initiative.
Initiative towards what?
As I ponder the meaning of the note, the snowfall gradually thickens. The snowflakes silently falling from the white painted sky are the only sign of time passing in this stagnant world.
Wait.
The slow descent upon the frozen forest makes it seem like time has slowed to a crawl. The rustling of dry snow underfoot startles me, interrupting the quiet mood.
This is a computer game.
Yes. Someone is approaching me from behind. Would you mind taking this voice?
I have a feeling I understand what kind of game this is, so yeah, I'll play along. But I am not going to be sexy. Hi, Aseo? You came?
A hesitating, barely audible question. However, I recognize the owner of that dainty voice instantly. Very dainty, I might add. I feel my heart skip a beat.
Yeah, me too.
It's a voice I've listened to hundreds of times, but never as more than an eavesdropper to a conversation. I turn to face this voice, the voice of my dreams, and my heart begins to race.
Hi! It's cold out here.
Iwanako? I got a note telling me to wait here. It was yours? Damn it, I spent all afternoon trying to come up with a good line, and that was the result. Pathetic.
Yes. I asked a friend if you could give that... Wait. I asked a friend to give you that note, so I'm so glad you got it.
A shy, joyous smile that makes me so tense I couldn't move a single muscle even if I tried.
You're about to learn I'm dyslexic.
You're also pretty bad at spelling.
This is true. What's happening?
My heart is pounding now, as if it were trying to burst out of my chest and claim this girl for itself. So, here we are, out in the cold.
And I'm in a skirt.
Once again, the wind stirs up the branches. The cacophonous noise is music to my ears. Iwanako flinches ever so softly against a gust of wind. As it passes, she rights herself, as if supported by some new confidence. Her eyes lock with mine, and she lazily twirls her long, dark hair around her finger. All the while, the anxious beating of my heart grows louder.
Thank God you're the narrator.
My throat is tight. I doubt I could even force a word out if I tried.
You see? I wanted to know. if you go out with me.
I stand there, motionless, save for my pounding heart. I want to say something in reply, but my vocal cords feel like they've been stretched beyond the breaking point.
Hi, so? Hi, so? Hi, Sail? I want to date you, but I can't get your name down.
Hisao.
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 Sao. Hisao.
I reach up to try to massage my throat, but this only sends spikes of blinding pain along my arms.
Hisao.
My whole body freezes, save for my eyes which shoot open in terror. You can take it.
Hisao!
You can take the call.
Oh. What's up? There's quite a bit of white powdery bullshit falling from the sky. I don't know. It's always snowed on my birthday, man. No, the Jews don't have anything to do with this. I'm pretty confident. Have I tested the Jews? No, I haven't.
The Jews caused all the wars.
Where are you at? Are you coming over? Sweet. Can't wait for you to join us.
Nothing.
You'll see. It's you'll see when you get here, man.
Just tell me you can't pronounce it.
Okay, to be straight up honest, I can't even pronounce the name of it. It's an action game. It's a point and click action adventure. Yes. So a point and click action adventure. It's basically based making.
Think Until Dawn.
So think Until Dawn, but there's no strings attached. Is it an old game?
I think 2011.
2011. So it's relatively
I think, somewhere around
newish. It is very much a PC game. It's not Monkey Island. We'll see you in a bit.
I have wanted to do Broken Sword though on here. I think that'd be fun.
What's Broken Sword?
It's like Monkey Island.
Oh, okay. Okay. Broken Sword. Apparently it's a lot like Monkey Island. We'll see you in a bit.
No, I want to do Broken Sword. We're not playing Broken Sword.
We're not playing Broken Sword. Not at the very moment. But we'll see you in a bit. God damn it, Adam. I need to get off the phone.
We're actually recording
We're
right now.
recording right now.
Wow.
No, I didn't. But you're gonna be our first
My
guest.
wife was.
Huh?
My wife was.
Oh no, yeah, that's right. Your wife was our first guest. All right, we'll see you in a bit. Bye. It's a point and click action adventure game.
Okay. The beating in my chest suddenly stops, and I go weak at the knees. The world around me, the canopy of bare branches, the dull wintry sky, Iwanako running towards me, all these fade to black.
You are a beautiful voice actor.
I'll work on it. The last things I remember before I say as my voice cracks. The last things I remember before slipping away are the sounds of Iwanako screaming for help and the incessant clatter of the branches above.
We're gonna have to play this on the ground when he gets here.
Oh yeah, we'll have to move.
Yeah. Beep. Beep. Four Leaf Studios presents. Yeah. Still can't get it.
Kangaroo sharks.
There you go.
There's a little bit of animation in
drip.
this.
Oh, okay.
There's a little bit of animation in this.
See
There's
that.
like a few scenes. And it's not half bad.
No, it's not.
It's not, like, the animation isn't beautiful, but the setting is it's pretty nice for those animated bits. Like this. A lot of lens flare. I think J.J. Abrams directed it.
Or Hideo Kojima. Hideo, whatever.
If you walked up to him and be like, "Sup, Hideo?" He'd shank you.
No, he wouldn't. I would call him Kojima-san. So anyway, considering that I can't hear any of the music, how's the music?
Not bad for something that you have to hear repeatedly.
Oh, is it like it's not like
a
10-second loop?
Yeah, there's only like one theme where it's like shut up, but it's also a character that you're like shut up.
Oh, okay.
It's been 4 months since my heart attack. That's what happened, by the way. He had a heart attack.
I killed him.
In that whole time, I can probably count the times I've left this hospital room unsupervised on one hand. 4 months is a pretty long time when you're left alone with your thoughts. So, I've had plenty of time to come to terms with my situation. Arrhythmia. A strange word, a foreign, alien one that you don't want to be in the same room with.
I agree.
A rare condition. It causes the heart to act erratically and occasionally beat way too fast. It can be fatal. Apparently, I've had it for a long time. They said it was a miracle that I was able to go on so long without anything happening. Is that really a miracle? I guess it was supposed to make me feel better, more appreciative of my life. It really didn't do anything to cheer me up. My parents, I think, were hit harder by the news than I was. They practically had 2 hemorrhages apiece. I had already had a day full by then. Had a full day by then to digest everything. To them, it was all fresh. They were even willing to sell our house in order to pay for a cure. Of course, there isn't a cure. Because of the late discovery of this condition, I've had to stay at the hospital to recuperate from the treatments. When I was first admitted, it felt as if I was missed. For about a week, my room in the ward was full of flowers, balloons, and cards. But the visitors soon dwindled, and all the get-well gifts began trickling down to nothing shortly after. I realized that the only reason I had gotten so many cards and flowers was because sending me their sympathy had been turned into a class project. Maybe some people were genuinely concerned, but I doubt it. Even in the beginning, I barely had visitors. That I kind of disappeared. By the end of the first month, only my parents came by on a regular basis. Iwanaka was the last to stop visiting. After 6 weeks, I never saw her again. We never had that much to talk about when she visited anyway. We didn't touch the subject that was between us on that snowy day ever again. The hospital? It's not really a place I'd like to live in. The doctors and nurses feel so impersonal and faceless. I guess it's because they are in a hurry and they have a million other patients waiting for them. But it makes me feel uncomfortable. For the first month or so, I asked the head cardiologist every time I saw him for a rough estimate of when I'd be able to leave. He never answered anything in a straightforward way, but told me to wait and see if the treatment and surgeries worked. So, I idly observed the scar that those surgeries had left on my chest slowly change its appearance over time, thinking of it as some kind of omen. I still ask the head cardiologist about leaving, but my expectations are low enough that I'm not disappointed anymore when I don't get a reply. The way he shuffles around the answer shows that there is at least some hope. At some point I stopped watching TV. I don't know why, I just did. Maybe it was the wrong kind of escapism for my situation. I started reading instead. There was a small library at the hospital, although it was more like a storeroom for books. I began working my way through it, one small stack at a time. After consuming them, I would go back for more. I found that I liked reading, and I think I even became a bit addicted. I started feeling naked without a book in my hands. But I loved the stories. That was what my life was like. The days became increasingly harder to distinguish from each other, differing only by the book I was reading and the weather outside. It felt like time blurred into some kind of gooey mass I was trapped inside, instead of moving within. A week could go by without me really noticing it. Sometimes I'd pause in realization that I didn't know what day of the week it was, but other times, all the things that surrounded me would painfully crash into my consciousness through a barrier of nonchalance I had set up for myself. The pages of my book would start to feel sharp and burning hot, and the heaviness of my chest would become so hard to bear that I had to put the book aside and just lay down for a while, looking at the ceiling as if I was going to cry.
Jesus Christ.
The introduction is fairly boring.
Okay, I'm gonna inch on the ground like an inchworm. Continue to read.
But that happened only rarely, and I couldn't even cry. Today, the doctor comes in and gives me a smile. He seems excited, but not very. It's like he's trying to make an effort to be happy on my behalf.
Okay, I'm getting rug burn on my face.
My parents are here. It's been a few days since I've last seen them. Both of them are even sort of dressed up. Is this supposed to be some kind of special occasion? It's not a party.
Is he dying and he didn't know yet?
There is this ritual the head cardiologist has. He takes his time sorting his papers, then setting them aside as if to make a point of the pointlessness of what he just did. Then he casually sits down on the edge of the bed next to mine. He looks me in the eyes for a moment.
Is it my turn?
Hello, Hisao. How are you today?
I don't answer him,
Not my
but I smile a little back at him.
I believe that you can go home. Your heart is stronger now,
Gun
and
is
with
not
some
my gun
precautions,
case.
you should be fine. We have all your medications sorted out. I'll give your father the prescription.
The doctor hands a sheet of paper to my dad, whose expression turns to wooden as he reads it quickly.
So many.
I take it from his hand and take a look myself, feeling numb. How am I supposed to react to this?
Truly, where is my gun?
The absurdly long list of medications staring back at me from the paper seems insurmountable. They all
Goodness.
blend together in a sea of letters. This is insane. Side effects, adverse effects, contraindications, and dosages are all listed line after line with cold precision. I try to read them, but it's so futile. I can't understand any of it. Attempting to only makes me feel sicker. All this for the rest of my life, every day.
I'm afraid that this is the best we can do at this point.
My 10-year-old sister subscribed to our channel.
I think Kermit the Frog is the doctor. Someday we'll find it, a new medication, the lovers, the dreamers, and me.
Miss Piggy was a fat pig.
I'm so glad I broke up with her.
He really has a type, doesn't he?
Yeah.
However, new medications are always being developed, so I wouldn't be surprised to see that list fade over the years.
Years? What kind of confidence booster is that? I'd have felt better if he hadn't said anything at all.
Gun! Where are you?
Also, I've spoken with your parents, and we believe that it would be best if you don't return to your old school.
What?
Please calm down, Hisao. Listen to what the doctor has to say.
Calm down. The way he says it tells me he knew full well that I wouldn't like it. Am I going to be homeschooled? Whatever of my concern shows, it's ignored.
We all understand that your education is paramount. However, I don't think that it's wise for you to be without supervision. At least not until we're sure that your medication is suitable. So, I've spoken to your parents about a transfer. It's called Yamaku Academy, that specializes in dealing with disabled students. I missed some words in that last one, but whatever.
Disabled? What? Am I?
It has a 24-hour nursing staff, and it's only a few minutes from a highly regarded general hospital. The majority of students live on the campus. Think of it as a boarding school of sorts. It's designed to give students a degree of independence while keeping help nearby.
Still don't know where my gun is.
Independence.
And
It's
you
a
still-
school for disabled kids. Don't try to disguise that fact. If it really was that free, there wouldn't be a 24-hour nursing staff, and you wouldn't make a hospital being nearby a selling point.
Of course, that's only if you want to go. But your mother and I truly able to homeschool you.
Eventually, I'll regret being all the women in this. I mentally just already made the decision I'm going to be all the women.
We went out there and had a couple of looks I had a look a couple of weeks back. I think you'll like it. Looks like I don't really have a choice.
Compared to other heart problems, people with your condition usually tend to live long lives. You'll need a job one day, and this is a good opportunity to continue your education.
This isn't an opportunity. Don't call it an opportunity. Don't call it a goddamn opportunity.
Well, you should be excited at the chance to go back to school. I remember you wanted to return to school. And while it's not the same one...
A special school. That's an insult. That's what I want to say. It's a step down.
It's not what you think. All the students there are pretty active, in their own sort of way. It's geared towards students that can still get around and learn, but just need a little help, in one way or another. Your father's right, and many of the graduates of the school have gone on to do amazing things. A person doesn't have to be held back by their disability, One of my colleagues in another hospital is a graduate.
I don't care. A person doesn't have to be held back by their disability. That's what a disability is. I really hate that something so important was decided for me. But what can I do about it? A normal life is out of the question now. It's funny. I'd always thought my life was actually kind of boring, but now I miss it. I want to protest. I want to blame this lack of reaction on shock or fatigue. I could easily yell out something now, something about how I can go back to school anyway, but no, I don't say anything. The fact is that I know now it's futile. I look around the room, feeling very tired of all of this. The hospital, doctors, my condition, everything. I don't see anything that would make me feel any different.
You need a gun.
There really isn't a choice. You haven't even gotten to the good part yet. I know this, but the thought of going to a disabled school, what are those even like? As much as I try to put a positive spin on this, it's very difficult. But let me try.
Wait, disabled school?
A clean slate isn't a bad thing.
Lovely.
Yes, it's being picked up too. That is all I can think of to get me through this. At least I still have
smell
something.
that.
Even if it's a special school, it's something. It's a fresh start, and my life isn't over. It would be a mistake to just resign myself to thinking that. At the very least, I'll try to see what my new life would look like. I think we're getting into it now.
Are we?
I think so. Yeah, here it is, chapter 1.
At a disabled school?
Yeah.
Wait.
Like I said, action adventure.
Is this... No, this can't be the type of game I think it is. Okay, never mind.
Action
Continue.
adventure.
Continue. Yeah, action adventure.
The gate looked far too pompous for what it was. In fact, gates in general seem to do that, but this one especially so. Red bricks, black wrought iron, and gray plaster assembled into a whole that didn't feel welcoming at all. I wondered what it looked like for a gate. I don't know what that sentence says.
Is that a
Should
real
look
photo?
like, but couldn't really decide. Probably no. I think they're photos that have been like,
Cartoonized?
yeah, like sort of like halfways manipulated so they look a bit cartoonish. Of course, I didn't want to get stuck on thinking about the gate for too long, so I entered through it at a brisk pace that felt surprisingly good. Moving forward feels good. So I walked towards the main building of Yamaku Academy with this brisk pace. I'm alone, as my parents are taking my stuff to the dorms, and there's supposed to be someone waiting for me.
Is this a high school or a college?
High school.
Okay.
The grounds are incredibly lush, filled with green. It doesn't feel like the kind of grounds a school would have, more like a park, with a clean walkway going past trees, and the smell of fresh cut grass, and all other park-like things.
Do you think mom and dad sold the house to pay for this?
No, it's free.
Oh.
Words like clean and hygienic pop into my mind. It makes me shudder. I shake them off. Stay open-minded now. It's your new life. You have to take it as it comes. That's what I tell myself. A few big buildings loom behind leafy canopies, too big and too many for just a school. Everything seems off. It's different from what I thought I knew about schools. It's an uncanny valley. Even though I was told this is my new school, in the back of my head it doesn't feel like one. I wonder if the feeling is real, or caused by my expectations of a school for the disabled. Speaking of that, I don't see anyone else here. It's kinda eerie. It makes me wish there was somebody here so I could anchor myself to something tangible instead of having this feeling that I stepped into another dimension.
I'm gonna anchor my... No, never mind.
The trees hum with the wind, and the green hues flashing all around me catch my attention. It makes me think about hospitals again, how they say the operating rooms are painted green because green is a calming color. I want to vomit when I see green, but that's, whatever. So why am I feeling so anxious despite all this greenery? Only after I stand in front of the haughty maid building, I surprise myself by realizing why the gate bothered me. It was the last chance I had to turn back, even if I had no life I could return to. But still, after entering, there was absolutely no way I could go back anymore.
This is well written.
Yeah.
Continue.
Feeling nervous, and with this realization set in my head, I open the front door. A tall man with bad posture notices me as I enter. We're the only people in the lobby, so it's only logical.
You must be, Nikki?
Nakai.
So you are. Excellent. I'm your homeroom teacher and science teacher. My name is Muto.
Do you have
Welcome.
a disability too, Muto?
Nah, he just got like RBF, resting bitch face.
Oh, okay. That's still a disability.
We exchange a handshake that is neither firm nor sloppy, and he looks at his watch.
The head nurse asked you for a brief check-in visit, but there's no time for that now.
Oh, should I go later?
Yes, afternoon is probably fine. We should get going and introduce you to the rest of the class. They're waiting already.
Waiting for me?
show up in the middle of class.
I don't really like being the center of attention, but I guess it's inevitable in a situation like this. Somehow, not knowing what is waiting for me makes me feel really nervous. Thinking this, I almost miss what the teacher is saying.
Do you want to introduce yourself to this class?
Alright, I'm gonna have you answer all the questions because I've already been through this, so
Okay, so...
you get the choice. Do you want to introduce yourself in the class?
I'm not gonna say why like an asshole, so I'll say yeah, of course.
Yeah, sure. I mean, isn't that normal?
Of course, but not everyone likes to be at the center of attention.
Because, I only just said that.
I'm probably one of those people, but I guess I should be the one to give the first impression of myself. Right, but it's no problem.
Let's go then.
My heart is pounding in my chest, and it keeps me thinking about my condition as I follow the teacher up the stairs. The third door down the third floor corridor is marked as the classroom for class 3-3.
Good morning, everyone. Sorry I'm late again.
I hesitate for a split second at the door, freezing on the spot. Get a grip. This is a big step, I know that. But there isn't any point to worrying so much about it. At least not this soon.
This can't... Really? Okay.
I follow the teacher into the classroom and look around. Partially so I won't have to meet the curious gazes of my classmates. It's pretty spacious. The ceiling is unusually high, and there's lots of space left over around and in between the desks. An entire wall is taken up by blackboards, and the high, old-fashioned windows only make it seem larger. The students' desks are standard wooden desks with a shelf underneath for books and wooden chairs with metal frames. Simple and efficient. I stop walking in front of the classroom and face the other students. They all look normal, like students in any other school, but then why would they be here? They're probably like me and have something wrong with them, only it's not just immediately obvious. Then I notice one of the girls seems to be missing the thumb of her right hand. It's a little jarring. Despite the natural tendency to listen when someone's talking about you, I tune out the teacher's speech halfway through while he introduces me to the class. I notice a flash of dark hair and see someone is looking at me, a girl with really long, straight hair. That's pretty eye-catching. As she sees me looking back at her, she covers her face with her hands as if it will make her invisible. There is one boy with a cane leaning against the lockers at the rear of the class. It's weird seeing someone so young with a cane. Another girl seems to be making some weird hand motions. Sign language? She peers at me over the rims of her glasses. Then she goes back to whatever she's doing. She's kind of cute, so this cheery-looking girl with pink hair is sitting next to her. She's really hard to miss. I don't know how I didn't notice her the moment I walked in.
Please welcome our newest classmate.
He claps his hands, and so does everyone else, except one girl in the front row who has only one hand. I cringe a little, but hide it by bowing, in thanks for the applause I did not deserve. A collective silence tells me I should open my mouth now. So, I'm Hisao Nakai. And after that, my hobbies are reading and soccer. I hope to get along well with everyone, though I'm a new student. And after that, I'm being so boring. This is exactly like every self-introduction ever. I should say something more exciting. I end up saying nothing, and the teacher picks up from there. Everyone seems to be satisfied, even with what little I said. A few girls are whispering to each other, throwing glances at me. It couldn't have gone worse. I listen to the teacher as he drones about getting along while my gaze sweep over the classroom. I can't talk. Everyone seems to be listening to him intently, and when he's done, they clap their hands again, which feels like a weird thing to do. Alright. That's where we're going to stop for this episode.
Okay.
Let's just take a couple minutes and talk about...
and analyze what the fuck is going... Oh, I'm so glad I came in now. Who the behind the pink hair?
Yeah, his name is Chubbs McGee. Also, we will be having someone else join us.
Next time on AniPlays.